Tippy time, my damies, Top Cat here and welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at our Strand Titan's new gauntlets, Wishful Ignorance. These puppies are gnarly cool looking. Its perk is called Wish Dragon's Talons. We gain an additional Frenzied Blade charge. Our Frenzied Blade and Fletched Storm briefly increase their damage with each strike. And with pulses from the Banner of War, we returned melee energy based on the number of allies healed. But to know how strong it is, we need to compare it with the ever popular Synthoceps. Before we do though, we need to talk nerfs. As our tried and true build from season 23 took a massive hit due to 3 armor changes and 4 subclass changes. Bungie pulled down their pants and the Syntho's Biotic Enhancement perk got deuced on. Our melee multiplier got reduced from 1.4 times to 1.15. Our glaive multiplier was also reduced from 1.25 to 1.125. And that super multiplier was 40%, now 20%. The Frenzied Blade saw a small lunge range nerf, but it was kinda a buff, as that you now connect with your target a lot better and less overshoots. The Banner of War saw a nerf to its overall timer. It used to run for 30 seconds, it now maxes out at 24 seconds. Whilst this does hurt our chances during damage rotations, it's still going to work fairly well in running guns like GMs. Threat of warding though, this one hurts. It gave us woven mail off of orb pickups. This was 10 seconds, it's now 5 seconds. Not only is that less damage reduction for us, this directly affects our into the fray aspect. This aspect would give us increased melee regeneration when we have woven mail, but with it cut in half, that's a lot less melees. And to top it off, this aspect also saw a 25% nerf to its melee regeneration. So with this info, how do our exotics stack up? At base, our 3 melees total 82k, this is 27.4 at base per melee. But the Wish has 4 melees, this starts at 27.4 and ramps up to 55k, totaling 156,000. And with Banner of War bonus, it jumps to 219,000. However, at standard with Syntho's plus Biotic, this does 218,000. And with Banner of War, that pushes it even further to 251k. With the Fletched, it's a whole bunch of numbers I'm not going to try and add up, so we'll just compare by health bar. At base, this hits that midway through that first A. But with the Wishful Ignorance, it hits midway through that O. And with the Banner of War times 4, he's pretty much dead. The Unravel rounds will just burn him out. With Syntho's Biotic, however, this will tip us over another 25k or so. So when we look at these numbers, the Wishful Ignorance will be better at 3 things. It's going to be better in those 1v1 situations when the little dudes have been cleared out, and using our Fletched Storm from down range will consistently hit harder. Thirdly, uptime. Even with 100 strength at base, it will take us 80 seconds to get 3 melee charges. But with the Wishful, it took only 55 seconds to obtain 4 charges. And with the Banner of War buff with just 1 ally, I got all 4 charges in 41 seconds. But those times will shrink again as you funnel more friendlies in there. Go and hunt yourself down an Ergo Sum, it's a great weapon to run with that Banner of War. I've chosen the one with Gathering Light. Our final blows with this weapon grant us stacks of Gathering Light, improving our guard stats and lunge range. But when we stow that weapon, it consumes all stacks, granting us melee charge, grenade and class ability energy. This maxes out at 10 stacks, so once you hit that, just pocket it and reap those rewards. Even without a banner ally buff, I can get all 4 charges back in around 35 seconds or so. I'm running Overload Sword in the artifact. I pair that with Blade Stamina. When we rapidly defeat targets with our sword, we're refunded ammo. Honestly, most brawls I walk out with more ammo than I went in with. And in the last column, I'm running Argent Blades. Whilst we have an armor charge, when dealing damage with our sword, it consumes a charge. Each of these stacks lasts for 5 seconds and gives us a 15% damage bonus. Now naturally, because we have our exotic, the Wishful Ignorance, we're going to be running that Fletchered Storm aspect and the Banner of War. This build's primary focus is going to be that melee damage, but its second strength will be Unravel, and that Storm will produce a whole mess of it. But to kick off our banner, I'm still going to be using a grapple melee. This will start spreading Unravel from the moment we enter the fray. Heavy Handed will make us an orb, still using warding in its depleted state, so I can use transmutation to create tangles with my weapon final blows. We've got a great Strand Go Boom Boom perk in the artifact, use it. We then use Thread of Fury. When damaging targets with a tangle, we are granted melee energy. This all loops into our Thread of Propagation. Our powered melee final blows grant our Strand weapons unraveling rounds. Use whichever you like. I'm really vibing with Season 22's Cat Confidence at the moment. With Unravel everywhere, Loose Chain works extremely well, and with Pugilist we've got even more melee juice. That new LMG from the Pale Heart is insane. I'm loving this 600 frame, reconstruction for huge mag dumps, and Desperate Measures ×3 activate very easily with this melee spammer and easily chains. I've left a dim link in the description down below, or feel free to pause here for all my mods, stats and fragments. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. We've had a suspension era, a grapple punch era, and now seems it's time for the Titans Unravel era. Make sure to thumb it if you dug it, sub if you're new, and as always, tippy time my damies, what a tie.